Hi, Lynette Brown here, co-author of You Don't Look Psychic, here to spread some mystical magic on you for this mystical Monday. How is the magic in your life? How is your intuition showing up? One of the things I want to speak to you about this week around intuition is how we allow it to show up. And the biggest thing here, one of the things that nobody believes in the beginning is that your intuition shows up through play. It's like, play? How can it be play? If I'm really tuning in, I need to get this information accurately, right? When you can relax and be playful, there's this magical opening for creativity, for energy, for freedom, for intuition. And we look at play, I think in our culture, it's all the doing conversation. What are you doing? What do you do for a living, right? How often do we ask, how do you play? I don't think very often, right? Play is essential. How do we play though with intuition? How can you play? Isn't intuition something you got to get it right? No. Intuition, when you play and you're open, that flow, that pipeline connected to that divine wisdom, to your innate knowing, the divine within you, it flows. The moment we get serious and make things so I got to be right, it kinks that pipeline. So how do you play with intuition? One of the things I remember when I was thinking about this, I was tuning in going, what am I going to share? How do I share about being playful with intuition? And it reminded me of a time when in my early preteens, we used to hang out, and my friends and I, we would all meet at the mall. And now in COVID, that's not really happened a whole lot, right? But this is how I played with my intuition at a young age that I didn't realize I was doing. You ever done people watching? You ever done that thing, people watching, just love watching people go by, just sitting there watching? Well, we would do that while we were like checking out, waiting for our other friends to show up. But I started making up stories about, oh, look at that person. Oh, she's going to go shopping for some new clothes for a date. She's got a date. She's going on a date, so she needs some new clothes. Oh, and that person over there, they're going shopping for a friend for a gift. Not realizing that I was playing, but I was getting information. Not, just tuning in, being playful. How do you play with your intuition? And in those points and times, I would never check and say, well, is that right? Right? It's about tuning into the energy, right? How else do you play with intuition? You play with intuition by painting, pulling out a canvas and just putting the paint wherever you feel called. You can do it by drawing, cooking, baking, just what do you feel called for? Listening to that subtle voice and that stillness that we spoke about last week, right? When you think about playing with intuition, you can use it, you can practice it all the time. One of my biggest things that I tell, I'm sure you guys who know me probably have already heard this, is you can play it when you're driving. Which way is the car in front of me going to turn, right? There's so many multitudes of ways to relax and enjoy this energy that brings us such incredible guidance, such incredible wisdom, right? You can play with your friends, right? Play with intuition with your friends, like we do in the incubators. You can play with strangers, like they're walking by. Where's that what kind of work does that person do, right? Just things to think about, right? To be present to and aware of, with intuition and that playfulness. Because when we're playing, we feel free. We're like a kid. There's this joy, right? There's not this constriction of being serious, right? So think about it. You know, when I think about play, I think about something that I love quotes. And one of the things that Dale Carnegie said about play was that he said people rarely succeed when unless they have fun with what they're doing. So, if you're not having success in your life, check around. Are you playing? Do you have fun doing it? Right? And, Michael Jordan said, just play, have fun, and enjoy the game. Right? Are you enjoying your game of life? Are you enjoying the intuition, the energy, the connection, the knowing that you have, letting it flow through you? I don't know. Even Groucho Marx said, if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. All about play and having fun. So this week, I hope you'll have some fun and play with your intuition. Play with your creativity, being open and allowing divine guidance to come in and through you. Enjoy your time playing. And thank you so much for joining me and watching here. Take care and have a mystical week. Mwah.